Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Sitting Ringside. This is episode number 149. Fellas, welcome to the show. As always, I am Robert, and with me, David Rodriguez, Mark Andrew Miller, and producer Rudy Lara. What's up, fellas?
Hey,
Tonight I'm B-boy fat, baby.
David, you muted right now? Well, guys, like I said, welcome back to another Thursday night for Sitting Ringside. We have a special guest tonight. We have Freddy Sandoval Jr. jumping on here in a little bit. He is going to talk to us about his gym, his upcoming fight for Freedom Fight Night 3. Opponents changed last minute, I guess. But he's still going to be fighting. And he's going to tell us who he's fighting and how camp has been and what's up with his gym. I did see there's some sort of renovations, I guess, that's going on. So he'll talk to us a little bit about that. But before we get started, guys, let me give my quick shout outs to HKA USA. Go to hkausa.com. Show your support. They show support to us all the time. And to Fight TV, MMA TV. All our partners that we are partnered with, all the MMA promotions, CES MMA, Brave Combat Federation, XFN as well. That's our main person that we work with. So yeah, let's go ahead and go down to the list of
let's not
events
forget
that are
all
happening.
the other organizations around the galaxy, bro.
Exactly. And yeah, the
Cash money, baby.
Right on. Let me click down here and get to my list of upcoming events that's happening. Let's go ahead and first start off with the MMA events. We have Brave CF65 happening October 28th. That's going to be a good event. Also, speaking of Brave, our boy Jose Shorty Torres is going to be fighting on that card. So we wish him well, a good fight, and bring that W here in the States, man.
Great,
Also,
great.
October 29th.
The heated exchanges at weigh-ins, right? That's like a
Yep.
routine thing. I know things got pretty chippy too, but yeah, Jose Torres, shout out to him. I know he's competing on that card, and you know what Brave does? They bring in some great fights all this time, and you don't watch
yeah.
Brave.
Amazing, huh?
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Bro, if you're not watching Brave, you're definitely not a real fight fan.
October 29th, we have Bellator 287 and UFC Fight Night 213. And on Sunday, a special night for Combate Global 58. It's going to be a pretty good action there. Now in the boxing bare knuckle realm, on October 28th, in Pala Atlantico, Rome, Italy, live on ESPN Plus. Guido Binello versus Jay McFarland. And the most anticipated event that we've been waiting for this whole entire year or months or however you want to put it, Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva live on Fight TV.
That's right, baby. That's right. I'm going to be there live, ringside.
Let's go. We have a bare knuckle fighting event, a promotion called Kill Eagle. Fight for Our Future 7. That's also going to be live on Fight. We have Rage in the Cage OKC 90 live on Fight. Then on the 29th, also at Pachanga Arena, San Diego, California, live on The Zone. Jojo Diaz versus William Cepeda. That's going to be a banging event right there. At the Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden in New York City, live on ESPN Plus, and with Top Rank, and they're working with CES Boxing, is Vasily Lomachenko versus Jermaine Ortiz. Also at the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham, UK, live on Sky Sports, Hugh Fury versus Michael Hunter. And last but not least, at the Oval Arena in Wembley, London, UK, live on The Zone, Katie Taylor versus Karen Elizabeth Carvajal. That's all the events that's happening starting tomorrow. And David, what did we always say?
Yes, indeed. If you're not watching every single minute of every second, every round, all the events Rob just mentioned, as well as tuning into this podcast live, definitely not real.
Dude, you definitely have to be doing the Dana White's Fuck It Friday challenge. Even with the helmet, I did it. I'm a real fight fan. And if you don't, you're 100% not a real fight fan.
Hell yeah. Well, I think our guest is on hold here, waiting to get let in, I believe.
Let's let him in.
Right, Rudy? Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get Freddy Sandoval. Let's wait for his audio and all of that good stuff to connect and camera.
Let me see if my camera can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right,
There
sorry.
you are. What's up, Freddy, my boy? Welcome to Sitting Ringside, man.
Sorry, I'm doing a police raid. I'm in the middle of a raid.
Nice.
Caught us a little inmate right there.
Oh no. Right on. Well, Freddy, I know you're pretty busy right now, man, and I know we got only a limited time with you, but we wanted to have you jump on our show and talk about your upcoming fight, the change up that happened after the article that I published. You know, you reached out to me and said, hey, not the opponent that was originally assigned to. So talk to us about that, man.
So they contacted us, I think about 2 weeks ago, and my manager, who's out in Texas, Mike Chu from Havoc Fights, and he said, I got some news. Well, I assumed it was something to do with the commission in Arizona because of my age. They've been kind of hassling me. So that's what my assumption was, and no, he said absolutely not. It's Lucas pulled out basically. So I was upset about that. Obviously, preparing for a certain guy, just kind of tactical a little bit. I don't train for just any one guy nowadays because I know things change. Being old school and going through this a lot, I know that I need to just train to fight, not train for one specific, one specific guy. So they changed my opponent. I got a new guy out of American Top Team Portland, or Top Team Portland, Oregon, I guess. He's also a Gracie purple belt. So it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. A fight's a fight. I'm coming in there to fight. I'm coming in there to impose my will, do what I do. I'm not concerned about this guy and what he does, what the last guy did, what he does, or what the next guy does.
Yeah, man. The last time I went in to your gym to interview you and your guys out there, I see when I go and cover these Fight World MMA events, I mean, it pretty much seems like you have 2 to 3 guys, if not 4 guys on that card. And I see the way that you train, and I see the way that you train your guys, and you guys are just really, really tight. And and I see that you guys train to train. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. You guys are ready no matter what. It doesn't matter if they change the opponent last minute, same day. You guys are ready to bang and to get that W. And with you, I don't know if they're going to be live streaming this event or not, but if they are, man, I'm going to.
Yeah, as soon as I get out there, they'll give us the pay-per-view link, and I will post it up for everybody. Obviously, a lot of people can't make it out there. And I got one coach going out with me, so I can't ask him to film live on social media and corner me at the same time. So we'll get it worked out that way. People can watch the fight from wherever you're at, and I do appreciate that. You are right. We do a lot of training. I personally am not training the way that I have for this camp. Me being older and being more experienced in this. I used to stay ready 24/7, but I'm not in it for that anymore. But I do make sure my guys are ready for any phone call. We just took a couple guys to Arizona to raise the cage on short notice. We took Dominic and Ian and Rob to Colorado
Nice.
short notice. So, that's what we do. We answer the call that other people don't want to, and we stay ready so you don't have to get ready. It's a simple thing.
True. And and I noticed at your gym, you guys are not a big gym like Jackson's or Fit, but just the way that you guys are together is what makes it look big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never personally been into the bigger gyms where there's 30, 40 guys training. I've heard a lot about it. I've trained with a lot of people that have been through it. I've cross-trained at gyms out of state like that, and I just don't like it. It's just different when you have a close-knit group and you have a brotherhood. We don't just let anybody in our doors. We did move locations recently, so we kind of expanded out, and we joined up with Frank and Duke City MMA. So our team's quite big compared to what it was. I'd say we probably have about 20 guys total now. And it's great because we got a couple pros, and we have somebody in every weight class. So that's another huge thing. It's cool, man. And like you said, a small training keeps us closer, keeps us together. We have our problems, just like every other gym, every other team, every other family, But the good thing is we can nip it in the bud to say before it gets out of hand or too many parties get involved. There's
Yeah,
not,
man.
there's not little cliques at our gym like at Jackson's and these other gyms. You have your cliques, and we don't do that at our spot, man. It's all about respect and loyalty and brotherhood, you know, and wanting to make the next man better. You know, there's no jealousy here. There's no envy. It's you know, we want to make this man better. We want him to be better. We want to see him succeed. Each of us.
Yep.
Yeah,
David?
Freddie definitely since way back, since the K Local days. I was chatting with your pop the other day. He was telling me about the opponents, which we're going back and forth. And in fact, it was the night we posted the article. So I'm glad you made the time. We had a time to chat with you. I know you're prepared for this bout and making that trip out to Arizona. Is Pops coming out there with you, right? Always?
Yeah, he'll be out there. He's going out there. He'll be out there. We're going to drive out there Friday. You know, so I'm excited to have him there. He went out with us to Bellator. I kind of told him I didn't really want him to go out there because I didn't want him to see, you know, me not ready. Obviously, 10-day notice. Not fought in 13 years. You know, but as a parent, I guess, you know, me being a parent, it doesn't matter. You know, you just want to see your kids do what they do, and you know, there was a chance I could have pulled it off again. You know, but yeah, I'm excited for him to be there this time, and see what my training's been. You know, because he's not in the gym with us like he used to be. He's not involved like he used to be. So yeah, it's huge having my dad there. His birthday is also in November. I think it's about 2.5 weeks after the fight. So you know, I'm gonna go out there and get this win for him. And,
no, definitely though. Yeah, Pops is an OG. I want to get him on the show. We talked about it, so we will in fact make it happen. But having Junior on though, having you on, Freddie, goes way back, man. Like I said, the K Local days, always love, man. He was even talking about like I totally forgot Raul Rosa Senior fought for K Local back in the day. So we're going back and forth, reminiscing on the old days, the old Albuquerque fight scene, and it's always love, man. It began for me with your Pops and the old K Local shows for sure.
Yeah, he did a great thing by stepping into the fight scene. He didn't know what the hell he was doing, you know, but he did it. Got tired of seeing guys getting sandbagged and getting set up, you know. Back then, you know how it was. Guys didn't train out of gyms; they trained out of garages. Everybody went to San Jose, you know what I mean? They were training there, you know, whoever you could find, you know, backyard training. You only had, what, Jackson's and Fit back in the day. You know, there were established gyms. Everybody else out of a garage, you know, out of a park. And, you know, taking turns at San Jose Boxing Gym. You know, so for him to step in there and do that, you know, and put even fights, you know, it was great. And we talk about that all the time. Me and some of the guys from back then. I try to talk to my new guys, these younger kids, and you know, hey, you know, this guy fought this guy, and people are like, what? You know. They forgot Ray Borg. You know, Ray Borg was in there at one point. You know, I guess who else you had in there? You had, you know, Steven. Let's give him Jackson's. There's a chance I'm gonna pull it off again. You know, Steven Garcia. Yeah, you know, we had all these guys. We had Adam Oki on the card at one point. You know what I mean? Just good fights that Freddy used to throw back in the day. Fair fights. You know. There was a rare occasion that, you know, his fights ended, one fight ended real quick for the night, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was great, man. Those were the good days. We didn't have to deal with no bullshit. You had a good promoter. And, you know, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, back in what, 2013, 2012 days. Even like Dominic, I remember back in the day cornering him when Dom won the belt, the heavyweight belt. I think he fought, who's the guy he fought out of Las Lunas?
Oh, which one are you talking about?
Dominic Maldonado.
Oh yeah, he beat Big Mike Espinosa.
Espinosa. Now that's a throwback right there.
Man, it was crazy. My dad he was so afraid to let them fight. He said, "If you guys break my cage, neither of you shit." You know, he's like, "I got over 1,000 pounds." He said, "My cage ain't built for this."
Yeah.
That's the way, man. Giving everybody jokes, you know.
Yeah, man. Rudy or Mark, you guys have anything for him?
Yeah, man. Do people ever confuse you for Bilal Muhammad?
Nah, man, that dude has a big head. I'm way more handsome than that dude.
Touche.
Everybody knows
Touche.
who's it's
That's awesome.
crazy that that many people remember who I am, from back then. I'm not tooting it out, that I was a big celebrity or nothing, but I like to think that I was one of the main ones that started the local fights. Was on the local fight
Mm-hmm.
team. Locally, yeah, we had Diego and Carlos and Timmy, but as far as keeping it, local without going major or anything like that, myself, with a few others. So it's great. I go to Fight World and I just get so much love. I go to any fight, go to Carlsbad or Clovis, Carlsbad, Cruces, El Paso. Even when we went to Colorado, I ran into a handful of people that were like, "Hey, Freddy." So, the recognition that there is awesome. Um, and I get a lot of these guys that are like, it's inspiring, I guess, for what I'm doing, kind of jumping back in and doing that for these guys, and just showing everybody, hey, it's not, do what you want to do, follow your dreams, follow your goals. It's never too late, y'all want to come in. Maybe not everybody ain't trying to fight, you're not trying to fight right no more. But look at you got you a part here, you got you a seat, front row seat to what you love and what you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I tried taking that seat, and it's just when you get these calls and these challenges, man, I'm that guy that I can't say no. How stupid it is, how much the odds are against me, it doesn't matter. It's a fight. I've been through way harder stuff on the streets, so.
Yeah, and it's a pretty cool
Right
card.
on.
It's the Team Bader, Team Henderson. Yeah, it's pretty unique. It's got some old school UFC talent. Got an OG like yourself on the card, and you're fighting a tough cat too. And opponent switch, like you said, you just want to get out there. That's what you love to do. So excited to see you get out there. And Pops is rolling with you. Like I said, I found out all the information from him, and we'll get him on. We'll say he wants to talk some pretty deep stuff in the MMA world, and I can't wait to get him on. And I know Rob wants to chat with him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's going to bring up a lot of memories and probably pull a few bandages off some old wounds. I can see that happening.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure. Yeah.
This show's crazy. I mean, they have these big name guys, Rampage. I found out BJ Penn's going to be out there. Let's go, Papa. And it's crazy. I actually fought with Ryan Bader in Arizona one time. He fought, and this is crazy. And bless this man's soul. We lost him a few years ago. But Ryan Bader fought Dicky Chavez, if you can believe that.
Jesus Christ.
Remember Dicky Chavez?
Yeah, man. That's insane.
Fought Dicky Chavez. The same guy that fought John Jones fought Dicky Chavez, dude.
Insane.
People don't know because it was in Globe, Arizona, in the middle of nowhere. But I was there, front row, So again, it's insane seeing these things and hearing these names come back up, So it's cool, man. I'm excited to be on a card with him. I watched BJ Penn when he dropped Sean Shirk. I was there for that. I was there when Rampage beat Forrest Griffin. So being able to meet these guys finally, it's going to be huge walking fight also.
Right on.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Definitely some great days. And I want your opinion though, Freddie. Those days, in my opinion, I love that era, like the era that you fought in, the K Local days compared to now, the training, the talent. I mean, there's unlimited, there's talent, there's so many different organizations, but those old days, like you started talking about, BJ Penn, the Shirk fights, like that's the real deal that people, like the new fans, they don't know about that. They don't appreciate it.
BJ Penn, man, fought heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight. That man fought several weights. He didn't care. He didn't fight to get a W. He fought because he enjoyed the fight. And that's how a lot of us were back then. We didn't cherry pick our fights, We didn't go say, hey, I don't want to fight this dude. I want to fight that dude. We did what we wanted and when we wanted, There was no, oh, I want the easy fight, Let's just get in there and fight, So when BJ, we talked the other day talking about how Khabib isn't the greatest, he's right, because Khabib protecting his record, BJ didn't care. He went up all different weight classes, 5 different weight classes, But yeah, the other days, man, that was great. I tell these guys, you guys are lucky, man. Back in my day, we didn't have these bubble gloves, We didn't have bubble gloves. It was you use your Quanos continue the cage that they gave you, or your boxing
Mm-hmm.
gloves. We didn't use head hybrid knee pads and shin pads, and we didn't do all that, dude. It was put your mouthpiece in, slap some Vaseline, and let's have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy to see, and I don't bring back a lot of that into my gym, clearly because these kids they're just not ready for that.
Oh,
They're
no.
not ready.
They're not ready for the type of training that we used to do back in the day, man. Like 25 years ago. Fuck, bro. I remember training out in the fucking gravel and just going out there and sparring. And if you fell, oh well, take the dirt off and let's go.
Yeah, I remember that countless nights at the park, fighting out there, sparring at the park.
Mm-hmm.
Fall, falling into trees, man. Those are the days.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, Freddie, I know that you're pretty busy right now. You're hanging out with your family and your kiddos right now.
Gives me
So,
a break.
gives you a break.
Gives me a
Um,
break.
we
Hey,
really
Freddie,
do appreciate. Go
Freddie,
ahead, dude.
before we let you go, Freddie, Jake Paul and Anderson Silva, what happened?
Oh, Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva. He's gonna. I don't think he's gonna let it. He's gonna play it out too much. I think he's gonna put him away a little early, unless they offered him money on the side. You know, I've seen it happen, guys. I've seen it happen. People have offered money. Promoters have told fighters, "You can't take this guy down. You can't do that." I've witnessed it in the big promotions. I haven't been behind a UFC stage, but I've seen it in Bellator. I've seen it in WEC. I've seen it in Showtime. They do shit like that. So unless he was offered a substantial amount of money, it's gonna end. It's gonna end pretty early on. Anderson Silva's a monster, dude. I used to study him all the time because I was like, oh yeah, in my 20s, I fought middleweight, so I was always a lot of slack about, hey, what would you do with Anderson Silva? How would you do Anderson? And I told him, I'll take it down and wrestle him. And then a year after that interview, look what Chael Sonnen did. Took him down, smashed him out in wrestling. Got caught. You got caught. Shit happened. But I've been following the man since he started there. Isn't it pride? Watching him, and there's a video of him sparring with the older Noguera, Antonio. Noguera, boxing gloves. They were sparring, but with boxing gloves. And try and Google that if you can find the video on there, dude. It's fucking insane.
I'm
It's
gonna
better
have
than
to.
it's better than pay-per-view boxing. The
Oh
way these
wow.
kids,
I'm gonna have to YouTube it or find it on Google.
yeah, find that fight. It's just a training session, not even a fight. It's a training session, and man, it was great. So I see what that man has. We know what he's capable of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, that fight's taking place in Arizona. You're making that trip out there next week to Arizona. So best of luck. Safe travels out there. Looking forward to
Yeah,
seeing it. Hopefully we can watch it all live. Everybody at Fightbook MMA, be tuning in. Always love over here, Freddie, for you and your pops for sure, man. So appreciate you making the time, man. And like Rob always says, anybody we have on the show, anybody you want to shout out before we let you get off, go ahead, man. It's all you.
Yeah, first of all, I appreciate you guys for what you do, man. I told Rob last time when he came to the gym, man. If it wasn't for guys like you all, man, us local guys wouldn't get known, And this is more true back in my days than it is now because we're social media and stuff. But even at the social media and stuff, you guys are the ones that put the name out there for people to look at the social media. So a big shout out to you guys and a big thank you to you guys for doing what you're doing and covering the sport, man. I appreciate it. It's definitely helped me back then. It's helping me and my team now. So I appreciate that. And of course, thanks to my family for supporting me and let me do what I do. It's hard. It's rough. Coming home, the kids are asleep. They got to handle everything. But I just thanks to my family for being there, and of course my team, SFS in Duke City. Frank for stepping in, man, and taking care of my crazy ass. Uh, it's been nice not having to run my own camp. I got Frank Gomez running my camp, which is great because he's from back in the day, from our days. So he knows the grind, he knows the grit. And big shout out to Ricky at El Chino Mills. Best meal prep, man. If y'all need food, hit this man up. It makes life easier, and you will save a lot of money. The nutrition is what keeps me going, honestly. You know, at 37, that my body been through, eating healthy is so important. And I probably wouldn't be able to compete if it wasn't for this man. And shout out to a couple sponsors, our star at Aurora Beauty, Ed Boswell. He's a realtor friend of ours. A lot of support out of there in the community. So anybody else I'm missing, thank you guys all. I don't know. There's too many people to tick off, but that's it right there, man.
Right on, man. Well, thank you so much, Freddie. We really do appreciate it. Hopefully, I can go back to your gym and do some more footage and some interviews, man.
Yeah, come check out the new spot. We've got 2 guys fighting on 5 goals. Then we got a couple guys from Detroit. And then I'm taking Ian's gonna go back to Colorado after the broken gym. Going back out there. That's what he wants his return to happen out there. So we're gonna go out there and start some shit up. And we'll take Antonio and Rob back out there also. So yeah, dude, come in, guys. Come check out the gym. Come hit some training with us. You know what I mean? We're there every night at 6 o'clock. MMA at 7. So come in, man.
Will do, man. Thanks for the invite. Thanks again, Freddie. Be safe. Can't wait to see your fight, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys, man. Have a good night.
Thanks, brother. Later. Hell yeah.
All right, one of the OGs of the game, and we will talk to
Bro.
Senior, which will be interesting because, yeah, he was trying to get on, but shout out to Freddy Senior. I think he's out working on the road, and we'll get to that interview soon. But yeah, SFS Systems, K Local, always loved since way back in the day. So if you watched MMA back in the New Mexico scene back in the day, and you're a real fight fan, you have to know who Freddy Sandoval is, K Local Cage Fighting original. So
yeah, if you don't know who Freddy Sandoval is, you're not a real fight fan.
His Get Local cage is what they used at Freddy's gym to go and train at. It was pretty cool to see the floor with the Get Local logo on there. So it was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and the names that fought in that cage is like we were just referencing some of them, like just, I mean, from UFC fighters to Bellator to God knows who else. You know what I mean?
I mean, just a lot of people will never know that their favorite fighters fought in those type of cages.
Yeah.
You know, they just the casuals are gonna be like, "Yo, yeah, we started watching them since the UFC or when they first started in the UFC." Yeah, but where were they way before? They were fighting in the fucking backyard.
I've been watching since the Coliseum.
Yeah. I didn't ask him though, but I think it's I'm pretty sure Freddy fought Carlos Condit back in the day, like an amateur fight or something, and it was like a bloodbath, and it was like some crazy ass fight. This was like before Carlos was known. This was the early days. I mean, so
Yeah, man.
You don't know about that? Not a real fight fan too. So.
No, you're not. Well, guys, let's go ahead and do our grade for last week's pay-per-view event.
Unbelievable.
UFC 280, what everybody called the most stacked card of the year. I don't think so. I think since the beginning that this card was not a stacked card. I can't say that it was, and watching it that night put me to fucking sleep. Rudy was on point saying that there's going to be so many unanimous decisions or decision ending fights in this card, and guess what? More than half were by decision.
But there was a couple of decent decision fights though that were actually decent fights that were decisions though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, they were, but it still was a snooze fest.
Yeah, I was pretty much right on the entire card, bro. I had I think 11 out of 12. I had perfect, bro. Perfect every fight until the last fight, and I lost. Dude, I could have made I think like $3,500 off a $2 bet. And
Wow.
I'm surprised I didn't put a bet slip with Islam winning that, and that
Yup. Hey,
I screwed
you
up on
should
that
have
one.
listened. You should have listened to me.
No,
You should
I
have
had
listened
a
to me.
lot of bet slips with him on it, but just not in that specific order with those other fighters winning,
Man.
Should we talk about how Oliveira jumped into that punch though? That was like,
Yeah, that's where we're gonna start with, because honestly, it seemed like from the
He almost
gate.
gave him the fucking, like, helped him get into the position to choke him out.
Yeah, there's pyramids attached to that. Because my buddy, our good friend
My
Eugene
cousin thinks he threw it.
Yeah, I don't know. Charles, the way he fought, that wasn't the Charles Oliveira that previously was working people out and moving forward. Credit to Islam Makhachev. Didn't they spend like $1 million on this fucking camp? So like, I mean, he went out there and he was the chosen one. Beating a guy like Charles Oliveira the way he did, truly dominant. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that, like, Charles Oliveira post fight said, we all, in the fight business, he told DC, some nights we're not the best dude out there, and we take a loss. We win some, you lose some. But hey, man, he went in there not holding the title. You know what I mean? Islam went in there on a run. He hasn't lost a round since like 2016. Goes in there, takes out one of the pound for pound best fighters on the planet in 2 rounds. Amazing stuff for Islam. But I don't know about that Charles Oliveira performance. Pyramids.
It just doesn't seem like the usual Charles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way he jumped into the punch, it's just the way he helped him kind of get into position and actually finish the submission. My cousin has some theories, but I'm just like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm like, I don't think Charles would ever do that, but you never know, right? For the right money, anyone, everyone has a price.
Yeah, like the $1
Everyone's
million
got a
man.
price, I think.
Yeah.
Are you out your goddamn mind?
What's your take, Rudy? Rudy, what's your take on the fight?
I mean, it's what was expected, I guess. I thought it was good, man. He got caught. You get caught sometimes, and he made weight. I thought that was a positive for him, but yeah, man, I'm not even mad about it, bro. I'm not mad, even though I missed out on a lot of money. I thought it was a good fight. It was great to see Islam get that win and kind of pass that belt on to Khabib in memory of Khabib's father. That was cool, man. That was really cool. I was really happy for him. And I don't know why the dude gets so much hate. Maybe because people are racist. I don't know.
Really,
I don't know, man.
Like, Rob, your opinion on the fight, because I know you had Islam. We all picked Charles Oliveira. Rudy could have been a millionaire if Charles pulled it off. But what's your take, though, Rob? Because, I mean, dominance, hasn't lost a round since 2016. He goes in there, does as expected, like Rudy said. Before you make your opinion on the fight, in my opinion, I think Oliveira lost the fight when he agreed to fight Islam in Abu Dhabi, not Brazil. Because I think this fight should have been in Brazil. So, a lot of pressure on Islam, $1 million camp. I mean, he was supposed to win the fight, right, Rob?
Exactly. $1 million camp. I mean, that's a lot of money. And it showed. I mean, come on, look, Islam is getting trained by one of the best wrestlers out there, which is Khabib, right? The camp out of Khabib's camp is those guys just dominate. And for Makhachev to be able to do what he did against Oliveira, that hardly anybody can do, is impressive. And I've been following Makhachev leading up to this fight, seeing the back of the behind the scenes of the training, the interviews for both fighters, and I just had a feeling that Makhachev's wrestling was just gonna be a lot better on the ground than Oliveira's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he was superior even in the striking somewhat too.
I mean, you could just see it was a total different Islam coming into this fight than his previous fights. And for
that's
him
like-
to be able to you know, land that punch and hurt Oliveira, which not a lot of people can do, that shows how much power this guy has in his hands. If he connects the, you know, perfectly on your chin, lights out. He hurt him. He let him stand up, took him down, and was able to sink in that you know, the arm triangle, and there it is, man. It's it's the wrestling. I mean, the strength that these guys have, the strength and conditioning of this camp. It shows, because Khabib is not a big guy. He's not all muscular or anything like that, right? But he's fucking strong.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he'll
stronger
keep you
than
down.
And then also too, credit, like you
Oh.
mentioned, the camp of Islam. You got to credit Javier Mendez, man. Like later
Yes.
down the road, when it's all said and done, like that guy has coached like the greatest fighters in the fight game. Daniel
Yes.
Cormier, the Rockhold, the Khabibs, and here he is again with Islam coming in, just undefeated, hadn't been touched.
He has the title again, guys. You know
Yeah,
what I
and he's
mean?
like he's one of the least hit fighters too. I was reading some stats too. So like he's a guy that just doesn't take any damage. Kind of like Khabib. Like Khabib was never really in like a dog fight in his entire career. Just given that he's so good and gifted in grappling and sambo. But Islam's, man, I don't know who. I mean, he's lined up, like moving on. He's lined up to fight the double champ. They called Volkanovski into the
Yes.
cage. I mean, that was kind of unexpected. I don't know if that was planned or
I
what the
thought
deal
they would
was.
have been a rematch with someone else, maybe, but whatever.
What do you guys think of the Volkanovski deal? Because it's going to happen. It's going to bring numbers. They're going back down to Australia, the UFC. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be, I think the size. Oh, sorry, Rudy. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, dude.
No,
Get it
go
out.
ahead.
Let it out. Get it out of your system, bro.
I think it's going to be interesting for the size, but I think Volk will be okay at 155. It's just the length that I'm worried about, honestly. But I think it'll be fun. I think he's going to bring his, but I think Islam's going to bring a challenge for him as well, because Islam's pressure is, he's not used to someone bringing that kind of pressure at the 145 division, really. So it's going to get interesting, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Let's go, Volk.
You can't choke that guy out. It's been proven you cannot choke him out, and that's what Islam does. So, Rudy Lara, easy work for Makachev, or
Easy work, bro. Easy money. Easy money, bro. Easy money. He's gonna go in there and mop the floor with Volk. Volk's too small for him, man. In my opinion, and this dude's used to wrestling bigger guys. Not
Size
taking
doesn't matter.
anything away from Volk's skill. He's great, he's a champ for a reason, but he's fighting a whole different animal, bro. This guy's just gonna fucking grapple fuck him.
Apparently it's going to be a double fight where Volk goes up to fight him for his title, and then Islam drops down to 145 to fight Volk for his title.
I don't care. Either way he does it, he's gonna lose.
Yeah, the UFC likes that double champ thing, because like there's not many fighters that have done it. I think Adesanya is the only fighter to fail at becoming a double champ. Everybody else that's challenged for it has gotten. So,
but I'd like to see him prove me wrong. I mean, it's always cool to see somebody come up and beat the guy who's expected to win. But yeah. I don't see that guy Islam Makhachev losing for a long time.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rudy, for sure, and I will never pick against him ever again. Period. But I mean, closing the topic, this card was, top heavy. Like Rudy said, there was, or Rob, he called it. There's a lot of decisions. There was some close fights. This next fight, the co-main event, wasn't close at all. Super pyramid surrounding this outcome. TJ Dillashaw goes in there, obviously hurt, compromised from the gate, even before that, previous months, and Aljo goes in there weighing 180 pounds, something, smash it.
Aljamain Sterling beat a guy with one arm. Period. So was that a extremely or a hard-fought fight, decision win that he was able to?
I don't know, man. I don't like that.
It
take.
wasn't.
I don't like that take, man.
I don't think so, bro. I mean, he's one arm. What can he? No other fighter.
Yeah, but is that really Aljo's fault? It's not his fault that
It's
TJ
not. It's not Aljo's fault.
It's not his fault that TJ's a scumbag and didn't say something sooner. Even Dana White said Like, why would he do that shit? You know, if you're
Wanted that
hurt,
payday.
No,
and he
you know
admitted
what?
at the
You're
end, bro.
right.
You know, he was like,
You're right.
"I'm sorry for holding up the division." You fucking did, bro, and you made it even
Yeah.
worse. I mean, you fucking you could have gotten number one seriously fucking hurt, which I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
think
just
he did.
pointless. It was pointless for you to do that. It's pointless for you to go out there and waste everybody's time. Pointless for you to waste fucking Aljo's time. And I see it happening the same way, bro.
God
Even
does.
if he was 100% healthy, Aljo would have fucking mopped the floor with him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. As much as I like TJ Dillashaw, Dana White's when they asked him, post fight about the Dillashaw, he's like, well, he came in there in great shape. Dillashaw's always in great shape, given he'd had the injury. Needed to be cleaned up. He didn't want to. He wanted the shot. He wanted to get the shot at Aljo, whether he was 75%, 50% or
He
so.
also hasn't fought since last July.
Yeah, I mean, Dillashaw knew what he was doing going in. A lot of people are saying that it was a farce and like the UFC allowing this to happen, whatever. But TJ's got to get paid. Aljo's the champ. I mean, it's been kind of controversial each time Aljamain Sterling has fought. He had the Jan the first fight, second time close. They thought he lost, and now you got TJ Dillashaw with one arm. So I don't give a shit. Aljo's a beast, and he would have fucking smashed TJ at full health, like Rudy said. So.
Well, like I said, either Aljo's grappling was going to dominate or TJ's striking on the feet was going to dominate. And Aljo's grappling just freaking dominated. So, I can't take nothing away from the guy, but, if if his shoulder wasn't as fucked up, could he have gotten up off that grappling? We don't know for sure.
Well, whose fucking fault is that? That's his fault. So fuck him.
That is true, Rudy.
No, for real, man. I mean, people trying to take away, even though you say, I ain't trying to take away from him, you're fucking taking away from Aljo, bro. You're diminishing what he accomplished because the other guy was too much of a fucking pussy to say that there was something wrong with him. Too much of a bitch to fucking say, hey, you know what, I'm going to have to postpone and wait a little longer to get what I want.
Can I ask you guys
He should have went out there with a champion mindset and said, hey, you know what, I need to be 100%. I'm not going to make excuses. And that's the first thing he did was make excuses. Like, fuck that, bro. And everybody else is making excuses for him too. Fuck that.
Yeah, and then
I think he should have took that fight after being off such a long time, though.
That's his fucking fault.
With Rudy, I'm with Rudy. And to follow up with that, like, he did post that he's gonna have the surgery, the cleaned up, get the shoulder in order. He's going to be out a year and a half, 2 years. Like, will we see TJ Dillashaw fight in the UFC cage again?
Yes, one more fight at least, but it's not.
Somebody is going to retire, just like on my post right after that fight.
I say he comes back and fights Cody Garbrandt.
Oh,
no, Dominic Cruz.
If he fights Cody Garbrandt, that's done.
Dominic Cruz, he fights one more time.
Either one of those guys.
Injury prone.
Those are the only two people I want to see him fight. I don't want to see him fight. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't want to see him fight Aljo again.
Yeah, to cap it all off, though, shout out to
want to see him go up a weight class, though.
Coach Longo always loved Aljo's. He's a champ. I don't know. Aljo's got he's got a couple fights lined up. He's already beat Shanahan. Chito Vera, I think, is going to fight Sean O'Malley. They got to rematch that, but I don't know, man. Sarah Longo camp, Coach Longo. Y'all shining. Aljo's on top of the world, so he can't take that away from him. But the controversial fight of the night, my goodness, the judges they've been fucking up a lot lately, right? There's been like at least a couple fights each card were super controversial, but this one raises some eyebrows here. Sean O'Malley defeats Peter Yan 29-28. I don't know. Like, I watched the fight a couple times, and it is close. It really is a close fight. Did they? Because the striking numbers, like, I seen a lot of different numbers on fight night and then post fight. It's almost as if like they manipulated the numbers to show like O'Malley outstruck fucking Peter.
Yeah, they're showing him outstriking Yan, but Yan damaged him more. Like, Yan rocked him more. Yan controlled him more. I think Yan did more damage. Like, even though O'Malley cut him, had that one big cut that made him bleed, I still think Yan did more damage because he rocked him a lot more than O'Malley rocked Yan. Like, all he did was, tap, tap, tap. That's all O'Malley was doing. He really wasn't rocking him every time. So
The first round controversial, right? Whoever won that first round won the fight. So however you scored that, that's who won the fight.
I gave round 1 and round 3 to Peter Yan.
Round
And it was
one
a
and
close.
three.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I don't know what you were watching. I gave round 2 to
for
Peter
sure was
Yan. I
Peter.
gave round 1 and 3 to O'Malley. In round 1, Peter Yan barely outstruck Sean O'Malley. He had 1 takedown, which he didn't do anything. Significant strikes, Sean O'Malley. He had more significant strikes in the first round. Second round, Yan had his way, bro. 45 strikes to O'Malley's 22. He had 3 takedowns. Definitely won that the second round. The third round, Sean O'Malley lit him up. 46 strikes to Peter Yan's 24. He did have 2 takedowns, but they didn't really do anything. Sean O'Malley got back up, man. So people saying that he got robbed, I don't know, man. When I saw it, that's the way I called it. I said first round Sean O'Malley, it's close, and third round is Sean O'Malley for sure. And it looks like the judges
first
agree,
round that
bro.
people are debating. Really, it's the first round that people are really debating who really won the first round.
That's why I said the first round determined the fight. And then, my assessment on the fight, the way I see it, is Sean O'Malley showed up to fight. I don't think Peter Yan was expecting Sean O'Malley to fight the way he fought. He hasn't really been tested.
O'Malley expected Yan to be as good as he was, though, either.
But Yan is still.
O'Malley thought he was going to go in there and dummy him.
Nah, we expected that out of Yan, bro. I expected that exact game plan, bro, and he executed.
I think,
yeah.
It was a good challenge for O'Malley, though. You know what I mean? Like, it was a good test for him.
And I'm not taking anything away from Yan, bro. I'm not a Sean O'Malley fan. I think you guys know that. I'm not a Sean O'Malley fan at all. And
of course,
I actually wanted Yan to win, bro. And I don't know, man. I'm fair. I'm always impartial. I don't give a fuck if I've known you forever. If I'm gonna call it like it is, bro. And I honestly, in my opinion, just watching that fight, even rewatching it, I think O'Malley won that fight. It is what it is, though. I mean, it's not a robbery. It's just, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail, right?
Would you say a rematch possibly at some point, Rudy?
Maybe. But Yan said fuck the UFC and the judges, so I think he's already in a dark place with Dana. He's on Dana's shit list.
Yeah, he wants to get out. He wants to quit the UFC now. So
Bellator.
But David, it's not the organizations that decide the referees. It's the commission who picks who gives you the referees for the night. It's not the organization that does be like, I want this referee.
Yeah,
no,
he's dumb, bro. I mean, people just need to chill. Sometimes there's some blatant robberies, and we've seen some blatant robberies. This was not a blatant robbery.
It was just a really good fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight, bro. Would I like to see them run it back? Hell yeah, that would be a good. But I think they got bigger things for O'Malley. People were saying immediate title shot. Hell no, bro. Aljo would destroy this dude.
Chito Vera next.
Him. Yeah, Chito Vera, I think, would destroy him too, bro. I think Sean O'Malley needs to really work on his ground game, dude. Because you go up against a guy like Aljamain Sterling, don't think you're gonna shine standing on your feet, because you're not gonna stand on your feet very long.
No.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they do though, because O'Malley and Sandhagen is a sick matchup. It really is. But if they decide to give, because if they decide to give Chito Vera, I mean, Aljo's mic game, we got to go revert back to Aljo. His shit talking post fight was super legit. That's the best we've heard from Aljo. So I wouldn't give a shit if they give Chito Vera the title shot and they do Sean O'Malley and Sandhagen #1 contender.
I wouldn't mind that on the same card.
Yeah, they have to be on the same card. Yeah, but yeah, like Rudy said, I agree with a lot that you said, Rudy. It's not a big time robbery. You got to watch the fights and be a real fight fan. And there's been bigger robberies before, but a lot was on the line. Sean O'Malley's a big time star, and he just beat the #1 guy. So a lot of the Peter Yan guys are probably sour about it. Would love to see the rematch, but I don't think it's going to happen. Sean O'Malley against Sandhagen is the fight.
So this event, man, I gave it a solid 7, man. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. I mean, there were decisions, but they were fun fights, man. My fight of the night, Had to have been Bilal Muhammad going after Sean Brady. I don't think anybody expected Bilal Muhammad to do what he did. This guy pieced Brady
Not me.
up.
Remember the name.
No, never. I will never remember that name.
I picked against him. That he showed up, man. He got a credit for Bilal. He showed up, and honestly, like he's gonna be hard guys to kill. Like I don't know who they give him next. Like,
well, he's training with Khabib now, right, David?
Yeah, like he could probably go out there and give like Chimaev all he can handle in a 3-round fight. You know what I mean? So who they line him up with next? I don't know. Sean Brady had a lot of hype. He took his first loss.
Yeah.
He'll probably be back better. So eventually we'll see Brady back against some top contenders. But as far as Bilal, man, shit, he's right there, on the cusp of title talk. So and we did hear about Colby Covington, Chimaev. We'll get to that later. But remember
what
the
do you
name.
think about Bilal training with Khabib, though?
I will never remember the name.
Well,
Before we continue, I just got some news handed to me.
Okay.
And we need to cue the pyramids, and this is for David. This is exactly the type of news that David loves.
That's it. John Jones.
The Arizona Boxing and MMA Commission will meet tonight to determine Anderson Silva's eligibility to compete against Jake Paul on Saturday. Per the commission, this stems from the Silva telling MMA Weekly that he was knocked out twice in training. Remarks Silva has since walked back. That was given to me by our boy Arlo Jumper. He sent me this, and this is what is the news out right now. So,
what's the source?
Will it happen?
What's the source? It's been on the news, bro. Anderson Silva admitted that he got knocked out. They're saying he was walking it back, but I honestly think it was just a miscommunication. He tends to say shit a little funny. And they just misunderstood what he was saying.
It was in September, right, Rudy? It was like a month ago.
What's up?
Like it was over a month ago.
I can't hear you.
It happened over a month ago.
No, it was well. Honestly, Nate Diaz will be in the building that night. He's got a training partner fighting on the card. Like I said, months ago or a month to the day, Nate Diaz versus fucking Jake Paul. All right, so. Pyramids upon pyramids, all right. But yeah, if Arlo, let's talk about that. I know Arlo's a boxing guy. I don't know this fight. Even Freddy Sandoval was saying, there's some shit behind the scenes, and you got Jake Paul coming out on a fucking horse to the weigh-ins, and you know what I mean. But I mean, I don't know. I won't believe this fight's happening until they walk into the fucking ring and the whole fiasco with the entrances. But I just have a feeling the fight's not going to happen. But
and
if
then
it does,
Uriah Hall crying that he's going to commit suicide.
Yeah, that too. I mean, if something like that really does happen, then I don't know. Like, somebody's going to be in trouble, right?
So, yeah.
But we went off topic a little bit with Jake Paul with the news. Like we were talking about Bilal Muhammad, Sean Brady. What was I going to say? Beneil Dariush, is that the guy that fights Charles Oliveira next? Is that they add them on?
I think so, man. Beneil Dariush.
I think so too.
Yeah, Dariush is hard to kill too. Like, I mean, he was supposed to be the guy that steps in replacement for the main event. You know what I mean? So you can't knock him too. The guy hasn't lost a round or lost a fight since like 2016. So give him Charles Oliveira on that Figueiredo Moreno 10 card. Yeah.
Right on. Well, guys, let's keep going. This time is catching up to us. Before we give our predictions for UFC Fight Night, let's go ahead and jump on to Rudy. Cue up the outside the cage news.
Outside the cage news.
Man, always outside.
All right, David.
Yeah, outside a lot of times is more interesting than inside, but oh man, this week is definitely outside the cage news material. So. Starting with Colby Covington. People are wondering what in the fuck is Colby Covington doing. I think he's been waiting, chomping at the bit to get in the cage. They've unofficially announced he's fighting Chimaev on the Leon Edwards Usman London card, right?
Yeah.
And when is that card going to be exactly in March? Is it? Have they exactly set a date?
UFC 285 is the card, or that's the event.
Okay. Let's go, Kobe.
What?
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to see it happen. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I would love to see Kobe win.
It would fuck up the whole division. And it'll piss a lot of people off.
He should be
It pisses a
fighting
lot of
Leon
people off,
Edwards. Like the fight should be him and Leon, and him coming out to the, what is the song? His walkout, the "You Suck." Imagine that at Wembley Stadium. You suck. Kobe against Leon Edwards.
Oh, Kurt Angle's song.
That would be hilarious.
It would be the best fucking walkout in the history of the UFC.
Right?
There would be. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I mean, we were like, Colby Covington has been put on the shelf like years at a time. He is the best dude at 170 that's not named Leon Edwards. And given he has 2 losses to Usman, but Usman's not the champ, man. Like the Leon fight, that's the fight. I know Masvidal's asking or thinking he's going to get a fucking title shot. That guy needs to fight. Like who's Masvidal fighting? We haven't heard anything about that guy in a while. So the welterweight division, make the welterweight division great again. Comes out against Colby. Colby always fights the best dude. So I have total confidence in Colby to give Chimaev all he can handle. And I mean, we've seen Chimaev get tired, man. Like Colby probably is thriving on that he can push him to deep waters and fucking break him, man. And Colby is the dude. He's a crazy motherfucker. So is Chimaev. That'll be one hell of an event, and I'm so happy to hear that that the fight was offered to him. And he's kind of been a diva about matchmaking. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wait this and that, but who wants to fight Khamzat Chimaev? Nobody. But
Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, Gilbert Burns is a gangster.
Honestly, I still think he won.
Yeah, you can't forget about that Burns fight because he definitely gave Chimaev all he can handle. So.
He won.
But yeah, but outside the cage news, we're on some fight bookings. So let's move on to Henry Cejudo and Aljamain Sterling is officially unofficial for that same card, I believe. Or
really?
Yeah.
Where is this post? I gotta see this post.
Well, this is via Mr. Rodriguez right here.
Oh, okay. Triangles time, eh?
Well, who's Aljo's coach?
Correct.
Longo, yeah.
Right. Well, Henry Cejudo, people are going to hate that he's going to come back and get an instant title shot. I think he deserves it.
Triple fringe? Yeah.
He's a triple goat. You got to treat triple goats a certain way.
Triple twat.
But, yeah, I mean, it's a great fight. They've had, like, kind of they could do a great, like, lead-up package and promo for it.
Yeah.
They've been going back and forth at each other, so it indeed will be, a cracking fight. And I think he's the best dude at 135 at the moment. Like we mentioned, Chito Vera, we mentioned Corey Sanhagen. The 135 division is super deep, man. But like, I guess Cejudo is going to get the nod and get the fight. Or the fight's been offered already, apparently. So, Aljo's on vacation. They're partying it up. He's on top of the world. But when he comes back down, goes to training camp. Triple Cringe is getting the shot. You heard it here, right here at City Ringside.
Hell yeah.
So, and I know this is a fight Rudy loves right here. Bryce Mitchell and Ilya Taporia. That's for UFC 282, which is a stacked card. Unbelievably stacked at this point. So, Rudy Lara, Bryce Mitchell is your favorite fighter, right?
Yeah, I like Bryce Mitchell, but he's a little kooky, bro. His whole flat Earth shit.
I know, right?
I'd rather watch him go on the Joe Rogan podcast. Him and Eddie Bravo. That would be great. I'd much rather watch that than see him fight right now. I want to see him talk more because the more he talks, the funnier shit gets.
Right.
Yeah, the cubed Earth, right, or where are we at now these days? So, yeah. But I know the next topic, well, we're on some fight bookings outside the cage news. This is indeed interesting because we did hear finally a timetable and a date that John motherfucking Jones.
John Jones.
Fuck.
December 10th was supposedly waiting. He doesn't know what's up with Stipe. Like, we really don't hear anything from Stipe until he actually like fights. You know what I mean? That's just the way his whole career is played out. But John motherfucking Jones, we mention him every single week on this show. When is John Jones gonna fight? Like, is it like what are we supposed to feel like with this post? Like, Rudy Lara, I want you to take first because I know you love John Jones and I do too. But yeah,
September 10th, bro. I mean, December 10th. He's supposed to be fighting December 10th. I think it's gonna happen. Who knows what's happening with the UFC right now and Stipe, but I think they'll square it away and we'll see something. Because I really don't see anything bigger than that before the end of the year. So that would be great. That would be a great Christmas present from the UFC.
well, it's Glover Teixeira and it's Yuri Prochazka on that card. That's why I've told y'all before. Pyramids. John Jones fights Yuri Prochazka. Like,
Hey, I could see that happening, and that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
that's a fight that the MMA gods need to bless everybody with, right? It's Jones and Yuri. And what was Yuri doing? He was in darkness for like 3 days to.
Yeah.
Yeah, hiding from USADA and his 27 fucking tests.
What
He got
the fuck?
tested like fucking 60 times. Yeah, that's right.
That's insane, bro.
Hey, but how many times?
24 times.
Okay, well, how many times have they tested John Jones?
Once.
And he still failed.
He still failed.
How
He
many
got to
times have they
actually fail. He actually got the fight while still actually failing the test. That's what
Yeah.
pissed me off. Y'all crucify fucking TJ for failing one fucking test, but yet John Jones got to fucking keep competing while still getting a free pass.
You shut your
true.
mouth.
Very
Cold-hearted,
true,
bro.
Very true.
Go write a letter to the president.
Who? Pinky Joe? Fuck
You.
Pinky Joe.
But yeah,
John Jones is going to fight on the last pay-per-view of the UFC for this year.
He's not fighting
going
till
to fight
2030.
on that last. No, he is fighting. He's ready. He said it that he's ready. Let's go. He's waiting for his contract.
yeah,
Let's see.
it's got to happen. I mean, sooner than later, hopefully. But they have, like Dana White, I mentioned on the show, he's got that ace up his sleeve with the Ngannou fight. Kind of gauge it on that fight or Jones. You know what I mean? We don't know if Jones is truly a heavyweight at this point. We don't know. Like, we see pictures and videos. That could just be Jones out of shape. Like, Jones is a 205er. He's not a heavyweight, in my opinion. I think he is the greatest. He's the greatest fucking 205er that's ever walked the earth. You know, probably the greatest fighter ever, all time. But I'm still, in my opinion, deep down pyramid style, Jones is not a heavyweight. He's got to fight Yuri Prochazka. He's not going to fight Glover. He already beat Glover years ago. But yeah, he comes back, wins the 205 title again. Like, fucking, who doesn't want to see that? You know. But if he does,
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him win the title again. I want Yuri to knock him the fuck out.
well, if he fights at
you're
heavyweight,
racist, dog.
yeah, that's fucking right there, right on point, really well.
Wow.
No, I'm just playing with you, Mark. That's the love, bro. But on the topic of John Jones closing out the Outside the Cage news, a friend of ours, a known associate, our buddy, he trains with John Jones. He's buddies with John. Just broke the news last night that he's fighting for the belt in LFA.
Hell yeah.
It's the final LFA show in California, Commerce, California, December 9th. So it's a goddamn birthday present for me. And Chris said I couldn't offer a better birthday present. I said, well, I'm going to try to make it and try to be there. But Chris Breezy Brown, Rob, he's fighting for the belt. We followed this cat since day one. We were his first sponsor.
Yep.
Period, on the big stage. How many main event? He's like on his fourth main event in a row or fifth.
Mm-hmm.
He's came a long way. Always loved, man. It was incredible news to hear from Chris because I just happened to message him, any fight news or what's going on, Chris? And hey, I'm fighting for the belt. He said in Cali, and I said going back to Cali. So yeah, man.
Hell yeah, man. I can't wait to see this fight. I can't wait to see Chris walk out with the belt. Shit, man. I was there as cameraman for King of the Cage when Chris won the King of the Cage belt. I pulled out my phone, took a picture of him with the belt, and but like you said, man, me and you, we've been following him since his first fight.
Yeah.
So
all the cancer
you're right.
in between, everything that's happened in his career.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably should have been the champion 2 years ago. You know what I mean? But Chris is always out there just doing his thing. He's one of the last, fucking dudes like at Jackson Wink still out there, proving it every single time. Like he could, anybody like at Jackson Wink, like there's been several big names, that Chris has trained with, legends. You know what I mean? And they're sort of at the end of their career. Like Jones is his boy. Trains with Holly, trains with Steve Garcia, a lot of great talent out of there, but it's a different era. Like we were talking about with Freddy earlier. Chris, he's always been the future. I mean, man, it's been a long time coming. So happy for Chris, man. So
yeah,
the trip out to Cali, and man, I'm hoping to be in that arena that night for LFA for Fight Book MMA because it's only necessary, man. So shout out to Chris Breezy, man. Breezy looks good.
Breezy, baby.
Go get that goal.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Right on. Well, that's our outside the cage news.
Let's go. One last thing, bro. Conor McGregor, he's supposedly keeps talking shit, but Dana White says he's not even the USADA testing pool, so we won't even see him for 6 months.
At least 6 months, right, Rudy?
Yeah, at least 6 months. So that's pretty funny. He keeps talking shit. I don't think he'll ever stop talking shit.
For at least 6 months, I think.
Wow.
I think they have some other cash cows to keep the train rolling in the meantime. You know what I mean? So
we'll see.
Right on. One last piece of outside the cage news. Time to celebrate. Elon Musk bought Twitter and fired the CEO. So good days are coming, baby.
Hey,
I'm gonna get banned off of Twitter no more. I've been banned permanently like 8 times off of Twitter. Stupid freaking woke ass bitches. Suck it. Y'all can suck it, Twitter employees. If any of y'all are watching it, you can suck it. Suck it.
And Elon Musk, if you're listening, you need to buy the Salton Sea too. So if you guys want
baby.
Look up the Salton Sea and Elon Musk. You know what I'm talking about. So.
Well, let's give our predictions for the main card. For right now, we'll just go and talk about the main card. But before we do,
the poster though, Rob. Quick take poster.
I was gonna say let's do the grade for the fight poster for UFC Fight Night, Cater versus Allen. This fight poster is actually pretty good.
I like it.
I actually like it. It's really good. I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Damn.
Man. It's actually a pretty good card. A poster. I mean,
I'm gonna give it a not lazy.
God damn it. Not lazy. What the fuck?
I mean, that's better than a -3.
Hey, they could have not put the background topology profile things that they added in there, and it'd be a lot cleaner. But it's still not all the way half-assed as usual. So,
yeah.
Right?
I give it a 4.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, my dog right here said that it's gonna be a 9.
So it's a 10 for sure. He looks funny, dude. Chico, he's so fat.
Yes, man. Right on. So this is going to be an early start. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Live on ESPN Plus. Cater versus Allen. Let's go ahead and start off with the main fight and give our predictions for the main card, because we only have about 15 more minutes, fellas. Well, let's actually work our way from the start of the main card and work our way up. So David, go for it.
Yeah, because Rudy, what's the odds on the Chase Hooper Steve Garcia fight before we go?
Oh
yeah, just so you know, first fight, Christian Rodriguez, Josh Weems, minus 200. Favorite for Rodriguez, plus 170 underdog for Weems. Cody Durden is coming in fighting Carlos Mota and his first fight in the UFC. Minus 175 favorite, plus 150 underdog for Mota. Chase Hooper, minus 275 favorite. Steve Garcia, plus 230 underdog. And then we got Joseph Holmes fighting Jung Young Park, plus 200 underdog for Holmes, minus 240 favorite for Park. I'm not too sure why that is. Andre Arlovsky versus Marco Rogerio de Lima, plus 200 underdog for Arlovsky. Damn. Minus 240 favorite for de Lima. And rounding out the prelims, the main event on the prelims is Phil Hawes versus Roman Dolidze. Minus 170 favorite for Hawes, plus 145 underdog for Dolidze.
Yeah, no, that's great. Let's start with Andre Arlovsky de Lima. Is Andre Arlovsky going to get some stinky decision win here again? And
yes.
He's going to finish him. He's going to finish him. Fuck it.
No.
They're giving him shitty fucking odds. Like, they're disrespecting a veteran. I think he's going to finish him just to piss everyone, just to fuck with everyone.
Well, I think the league has been choked out in almost every one of his losses, so Arlovsky's definitely not choking him out, but he's not knocking him out.
He might knee bar him. He might knee bar him.
Arlovsky, stinker. This is a draw right here.
No. Wait, you know what? Maybe.Maybe. This could be a draw. Arlovsky does pull off a lot of draws sometimes. He has pulled off some draws.
Yeah.
I think Arlovsky pulls off another decision win.
Oh, yep. Easy. Another boring-ass decision win.
Yeah, for sure. And then moving on to the next fight, for sure, we got to talk about, man, Phil Hawes. Last time, was it Deron Wynn? He nearly murdered that guy. He took like 5 years
bro.
So Roman Dolidze, he's fought some boring fights too, but like he's a motherfucker, man. Like he's all about the grappling. And Phil Hawes, this is a real good styles matchup. Whoever's got the best cardio is going to win this fight. Phil Hawes is better on the feet. Roman Dolidze's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if he's a better striker though, because Dolidze has shown some great hands, but against Hawes, it's fireworks on both sides. Somebody's going to get slept, or it's Phil Hawes by decision.
He is a better striker than Hawes. Hawes just has more power, man, and he's better on the ground too. But again, Hawes got that crazy power, dude. I think Hawes is going to take him out early, bro. I got him finishing this in the first round. But if he doesn't take him out in the first, the lead's probably going to eke out a decision.
Yeah. And Phil Hawes' new nickname's pretty cool. I think Rudy gave it to him. Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. He's looking like Dennis Rodman and shit. Like what?
Well, I think ultimately this fight, to what it is, it's to get ranked in the top 20 deal. You know, so Phil Hawes, Dolidze's, got a great record. I think they did a very good job of matchmaking at 185. So. Phil Hawes, man, I've known Phil for a long time. I can't go against him here, but Dolidze's a motherfucker grappling though. So if he tires out Phil, he's got the cardio decision for Dolidze, but I got Hawes for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But next fight though, Dustin Jacoby, Khalil Roundtree. Rudy, is Khalil Roundtree fighting for his job here?
No, he's on a 2-fight win streak. He's fought a lot in the past 2 years, three fights. This will be his 4th fight. So I don't think he's fighting for his job.
Yeah.
And Dustin Jacoby definitely ain't. He's four wins in a row. This is gonna be a tough battle, bro. I think it's gonna be a badass fight,
striking.
Man.
It's gonna be a striking.
It's gonna be a full-on war. It's gonna be a good 3-round fight.
Yeah. These guys are well versed in the Muay Thai and kickboxing, so I think this is going to be a good stand-up fight. I don't see this going to the ground at all.
And if you can pronounce Jacoby's nickname, you get an extra bonus.
The Hanyak.
Like,
Yeah,
what is
I
that?
got Jacoby winning this by decision, bro. I think
Hell
it's
yeah.
going to be a close fight. Like you said, I don't see it really going down to the ground. I think it's going to be stand up, a banger. I don't know, man. I don't think Khalil has what it takes to knock out Jacoby and vice versa. I think it's just going to be a slugfest.
Yep.
Yeah,
We will see
Jacoby-
blood.
Yeah,
If
Jacoby
someone does
screwed
go
me
to the
up
ground,
big.
it's because they got rocked and they're afraid to keep going. If it's desperate, they'll go to the ground. That's about it.
Yeah, Jacoby fucks me on picks all the time, so I'm gonna go with. I'm going against him again, Khalil Roundtree. But the next fight, though, Rudy.
Next fight, we have Trayshawn Gore versus Josh Fram. Yeah, man, the odds on this one, let me see. Trayshawn Gore plus 135 underdog. Friend is a minus 165 favorite. And I don't see how, dude. I think Frem should be a bigger favorite on this one. You know, Trayshawn Gore is just one of those guys who's let me down kind of time and time again since he entered the UFC. He comes in with a lot of hype.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of energy, man. He really does. He just doesn't. I don't know, man. He doesn't perform,
He
bro.
doesn't deliver. He won't deliver.
He doesn't deliver, bro. And on top of that, he's fighting a guy who's more experienced. He's like 3 inches tall, no, 4 inches taller than him. This cat, dude. So that's going to be a big difference. Trayshawn he's kind of small for this division. So I think that's going to be a big problem for him. I see Frem winning this fight by decision.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same here, man. Totally agree with everything you just said, man. Frem is going to go in there and just murk him.
He's got very few fights too. You know, he's ranked pretty far out at middleweight, and his losses in the UFC hasn't delivered. I think he's somewhat fighting for his job here. Maybe one of those guys that goes to another organization, earns his way back, gets some good quality wins. But Josh Friend was previously LFA, but he didn't hold the title.
Bro, he took Anthony Fluffy Hernandez to a decision.
Yeah, and his nickname is legit too, the Big Ians. So.
The Big Ians.
Remember that name. But what's the next up, Rudy?
We got Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think this is his first fight. Salsa Boy. Going up against Jared Vandera. Let me see the odds on this one. So Cortez Acosta minus 210 favorite. Jared Vandera is a plus 170 underdog.
And I like those odds, man. I like those odds.
Yeah. And I think going back to the last fight, Trayshawn Gore loses this fight, he's going to get his pink slip. Same with Jared Vandera. He's on a 4-fight skid. If he loses this fight, he's definitely out of the UFC. And he's going to lose, so say goodbye to that guy.
Yeah.
Acosta is just going to fucking... I don't know if he's going to knock him out. I really highly doubt that. But it's going to be an easy win for Acosta.
Yeah, in the Dana White Contender Series, he looked really good. He's definitely the more athletic guy. Like Bandera has been knocked out how many times? Like in his he's got 4-fight loss streak. How is he still fighting? I mean, he's very rare, but like it's a fight that's tailor made to boost up Cortez Acosta. He's a prospect. They want him to win this one. And Bandera, I mean, you're all in on Bandera. Yeah, this is a tough fight though for him. I don't see it going out of the second round. Costa by knockout for sure.
Sweet.
Next up is an interesting fight. Very interesting and great matchmaking, by the way. Known associate, been on this show. New Mexico's own Tim, the Dirty Bird Means. I think it's his professional fight. He's been around since 2012, 2013. Unbelievable that Tim has been he's an OG, man. Tim is a real OG fucking gangster of the game. Max Griffin's kind of a low-key a veteran now too. He's been around for 5 or 6 years. He's starting to get a little bit of respect. He's always in some interesting fights. And when you see Tim Means or Max Griffin on any given card, where I don't care where it's at on the bout order, you know you're going to take a look at who's fighting who. and this is definitely a super interesting fight. I'm not going to make my prediction just yet. Starting with you, Mark, who do you got in this fight?
Dirty Bird.
How?
Second round finish at 250.
What the fuck?
That's a bold prediction right there. If I
That's like a
heard one, man.
lightning rod prediction when you start calling that. But Max Griffin, he's never been. Or no, actually, sorry, he doesn't really get submission wins. Tim Means, the last couple times he's lost submissions. We know on the feet he's nasty. He's got a jab like motherfucker. He mixes up them combos. Arlene, they're always doing work in the gym. Tim just a badass, man. Like Max Griffin is a perfect opponent for Tim Means at this point, right, Rob?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, we can't take away anything from Max, but with Tim, I mean, he's coming in here wanting to win for sure, man. I mean, I know all the fighters are wanting to win their fights, but I think this is a fight that's going to mean a lot more for Tim to win this fight. Because Max Griffin, man, this guy is just a tough fighter.
He's a dog fighter.
He is, man. This guy is just like, there's just no quitting him. But I mean, we can't go against our friend of the show, Tim Means. I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is. I'm picking Tim no matter what.
Never in this lifetime will I ever pick against Tim Means. I don't care. You know what I mean? But no knocking Max. This is very proper. I know this fight means a lot to him. He just fought. Was it Neil Magny? Took Neil Magny to a decision. Neil Magny's ranked, and Tim has always been that gatekeeper, so they say. I hate the term. I really do hate the gatekeeper term.
That's a bad term. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, when you see guys, when it's all said and done, who they fought on their list, and you see a guy like Tim Means, it's like, if they did earn a win over Big Tim, then, yeah, they probably moved on to either becoming the champion or becoming like a top guy, you know what I mean, in that division. Because 46 fights, Tim's a veteran, man. Like, it's UFCs are always putting Tim in these entertaining fights. I love the matchup. I really do. I think if Tim could get out of the first, Max is going to be dangerous in the first round. But if Tim could push him against the cage, utilize the grappling, the Dirty Bird classic elbows, hurt him, tire him out, Tim could drag him to the third round and win a decision. That's my pick, is Tim Means by decision.
Yeah, these fight odds are real close for this fight, and rightfully so. Tim Means plus 150 underdog, minus 185 favorite for Max Griffin. Yeah, man, the thing about Max Griffin is that when he fights experienced guys like Carlos Condit, Neil Magny, Alex Oliveira, they all went to decision, bro. So, and these are great strikers. He's not really known for taking people down. So I think his key to victory is taking Tim Means down. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to go in there and do what he normally does and want to put on a show, which is probably going to be a bad idea. I have Tim Means winning this fight by decision.
Mm-hmm.
And also, too, worth noting, Tim is playing right now against the Baltimore Ravens.
That's right.
Yeah, so he's got double duty this weekend. So
Tim Dirty Bird Brady.
Yeah. But he did mention, though, before we go to the main event, he did mention that the fight with Kevin Holland, that he went in there somewhat not 100%. No excuses. Tim is always straight up OG, going to tell it like it is. He's feeling better. He feels definitely better than he did when he fought Holland, and he's going to go in there and fight his ass off and let the cards where they fall. And that's what you got to love about Tim Means. When it's all said and done, fight night, whenever, he's just a real motherfucking OG.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always going to side with Tim. Shout out to Tim Means. Brenda, always love. Hope y'all get that win in the co-main event, as he should be, premier fight.
Good spot in the card, too.
Yeah. So.
Then we got the main event, Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen. The odds are dead even, bro. Minus 110 for both, which is, this whole card, it's really, really well evened, I think. In this main event, this is going to be fun, man.
It's gonna
I
be a
agree.
banger, man. I think both guys are gonna come in and just fucking throw hands. I mean, they both love to stand and bang. It's gonna be a bloody war. I mean, I can't pick who's gonna win right now, just
I
because the
can.
fact that, just for the fact that they're both, it's hard, man. They're hungry. They're ready. They want that to climb that ladder to potentially get that title shot. I mean, that's what I know. Arnold Allen has been wanting that title shot for a long time. So ever since he stepped into the UFC cage, but he's got to go through with Calvin Kattar. I mean, this guy, his record shows it's been up and down for his wins and his losses. But I mean, it's proper that they're both going to main event this card, and where they're standing right now, the odds. I mean, I can't disagree on that. So it's going to be a good fight, man. If I had to pick,
For the money.
for the money, I think I'm going to pick Allen.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Calvin Kattar, he said in his pre-fight interviews that, I mean, we've heard it from Tyler King, a guy that knows Calvin Kattar pretty well, that they don't, like Freddy was saying earlier, like they don't prepare for a specific opponent. They just prepare and better themselves, and they don't look at tape. Very minimal at most. They're just ready. They know they want to improve their skills. They go back and look at film on mistakes that they made where they can get better. And that's where Calvin Kattar shows, like, in his fights, man. You know what I mean? Like, he has fought the best. Arnold Allen is next up in line as far as featherweight. Featherweight's loaded, man. So Arnold Allen is going to earn his keep. A win over Calvin Kattar is a big-time feather in his cap.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the matchup. I see it going all 5 rounds. So I got Calvin Kattar by decision.
Same.
Not a boring decision. It will be a fucking war. Arnold Allen is going to fight his ass off too, but I'm not going against Calvin Kattar. No way.
Yeah, bro. I mean, Arnold Allen, he's great and all, man, but I think this whole card is just heavy on the veterans, bro. Like, these vets, they're gonna go in and prove why they're there and show why they're there, man. Calvin Kattar, he's fought the who's who in that division. The only losses were to Josh Emmett and Max Holloway in the past few years, bro. Arnold Allen, all his fights have been decision pretty much. Except for the last one against Dan Hooker, and he went out there and swinging and banging, bro, because he got tired of people talking shit about him always winning fights by decision. So, and he almost got clipped, bro, a couple of times by Dan Hooker. And
Dan Hooker had no business fighting at 145. Too.
Exactly.
That's
He was
true.
a skeleton. You know what I mean? So,
And when you look at Calvin Kattar, bro, I mean, just the odds stack up against Allen, in my opinion. They're not putting enough respect on this man's name. He's 3-4 inches taller than Allen. That's going to be a problem. He's got a reach advantage. That's going to be a problem. And experience. I don't know, man. I like this kid, but I don't think he's ready for that yet. But if he happens to beat Calvin Kattar, hats off to him, man. That's a huge feather in his cap, like you said, and he can jump a couple of ranks in the division.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then too, as far as 145 goes, we mentioned Volkanovski's got the title shot apparently against Makachev. So that kind of leaves only 2 guys that are out there. I know there's talks of like the Yair Rodriguez, Josh Emmett interim title shot. That should happen. It really should fucking happen. But if Calvin Kattar goes out there and starts as Arnold Allen, his name is always going to be right there in title talks. And Arnold Allen is just trying to get up in those talks. You know what I mean? So that's what this fight's all about. But yeah, man, UFC, book that Yair Rodriguez Josh Emmett fight, please.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
We need to see Patera back in the cage, man.
Well, I'd love to see him fight for the belt because it's only right. He's proved me wrong several times, and yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that's the fight to make for the interim belt, of course.
Right on. Well, fellas, time has caught up to us. This is going to be an exciting event. Like I said, it is an early start. It's only 11 fights. Could possibly turn into 10.
Oh, and you know what? It's an early event. You know why? Who do y'all got? Jake Paul and Silva. Man, does that fight happen though?
If it happens, if it does happen, I have Anderson Silva winning.
Yep. Anderson Silva, if it happens. If it doesn't happen,
Anderson Silva.
Please, God.
I don't know, man. I was leaning Anderson Silva, man, up until this bullshit news that you broke.
Yeah.
You know, once you start seeing screwy shit like that happen right before the event, the weigh-ins and shit, you know, you can never tell. So I'm gonna switch my pick and go with Jake Paul by weird fucking KO.
Yeah, I'm with Rudy. Fucking Silva face plant like Woodley. Yeah.
Whoa. I don't think it's going to come out to that kind of finish.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope Silva goes out there and whoops his ass, but I don't know, man. Like I said, when you start seeing screwy shit like this right before an event, that never looks good.
Uriah Hall or Le'Veon Bell?
Uriah Hall kicks his ass.
Uriah Hall.
Yeah. But I'm going to, like, my pick isn't even Silva or Jake. It's Nate beats Jake.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Now, they're going to somehow pull, like, I mean, I'd love to see Nate go in there and fight Jake. That will happen in 2023. You heard it here first, sitting ringside. But they're trying to spin some controversial shit to where, like Rudy said, Jake Paul smashes Silva. It's a big hype, big build-up. Jake Paul does not lose on Saturday, and that's the reason why this UFC card ends early. Because of fucking Jake Paul.
Hey, pyramids, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Next Thursday night, we have an awesome guest. I know Rudy is pretty hyped up about our guest that we're gonna have. Rudy, who do we have?
Ray Merciless Mercer, baby.
Hell yeah.
Ex-heavyweight boxer who fought some of the greatest. He is a Olympic gold medal champion. Yeah, bro, this dude's a badass, man. He's fought in MMA. One of the first boxers to transition to the MMA realm and be successful at it, bro. You know, he's got some crazy wins. First man to ever knock out Tim Sylvia. I don't know, man. So I'm excited about it. Really stoked about meeting, you know, a guy that I watched growing up. And that's what I love about this show, man. We get to we've talked to a lot of legends, man, and this dude is definitely a legend.
Hell yeah.
Not a night you want to miss, folks.
Hell yeah, man. We got to promote this next show because it's going to be an exciting... We probably won't even get into any of our fights just because probably the entire show is us talking to him.
Yeah.
So just prepare for that because he's got a lot of stories. We got a lot of questions. It's going to be awesome to talk to a legend like him. To be on our show, out of all the podcasts that are out there, he's going to hang out with us Thursday night, the day after my birthday. So what an awesome birthday gift right there to be able to talk to this legend. So I can't wait. I know you guys can't wait. Rudy for sure can't wait. So yeah, so thanks to everybody that's watching and or listening. We really do appreciate the support. David, you know what to do, homie.
Yes, sir. It's been another good one in the books. Shout out to Freddy Sandoval, Sr. and Jr., SFS Fight Systems. Fight next weekend. Look out for that. We'll be posting links, fightbookmma.com, for all the latest combat sports news around the world, around the clock, where you need to be. For myself, Dave Rodriguez, Roberto Villa, Mark Andrew Miller up north, Rudy Lara, producer. Happy Halloween. We ain't wearing masks.
Stay safe.
And yeah, we steady doing it. We'll catch y'all next Thursday. Enjoy the fights.
Peace. Awesome show, guys. Happy Halloween, fellas. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, fellas.